you been tired and stressed out? Is your sex drive stalling and your confidence lacking? Do you have a hard time concentrating and an even harder time losing those unwanted extra pounds? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you may be suffering from the symptoms of low testosterone. As men get over 30 years old, testosterone levels slowly decline. Don't sit on the sideline and let life pass you by. Time to call Core New England. With 2 convenient locations in Saugus and Norwood, it's time to discover a new you at 781-269-7891. Now let's give it up for our host, Mr. Monday!
What's up, baby?
How you doing? How's everyone today, right?
Feeling unbelievable.
Welcome to the I Love Monday Night live show. I'm Carlo, Mr. Monday.
Yeah!
My man, Figgy, right here.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me again.
My co-host for life right here.
That's right.
Who was our main sponsor tonight? Boston Testosterone? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
All right, you guys
Makes
got
sense.
you got to check out Charlie. Give him a call. He's our buddy. He's saving lives, that guy.
Absolutely.
And you know,
Kyle, you know what we look like? We look like the old times.
Abbott and Costello?
No, Spy vs. Spy. You remember back in Mad Magazine?
Yes.
One guy was in all white with the black head. The other guy was black with a white head. Looks like you and me and you.
I gotta look that up.
Remember Spy vs. Spy?
Me no worry.
Look, you remember, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, see?
So last week was sponsored by Cafe Avellino. She brought these meatballs up a week later. Thank you.
Yeah! Delicious.
Oh my God, they're unbelievable.
Fantastic!
Veal pork. You want to try it? Come on, have a little bit.
No, I'm good.
What?
I'm good. I just had dinner.
You on a diet?
No, I'm good. I just had dinner. But thanks. Like a peer pressure.
All right, let's go. Let's get right to shoot the shit here. A very political prisoner, double murderer, 75-year-old serving life for killing his half-sister and lawyer, is running for U.S. Senate seat from behind bars, and it's totally legal. What?
That's nuts.
Convicted murderer Leonard Richards is running for U.S. Senate from his jail cell. Richards, 75, killed his half-sister in 1982, and then he killed his own lawyer 5 years later. He's legally allowed to run. The only requirement is that he lives in the state on election day. However, if he did win, he'd be serving a life sentence without parole, so he'd never actually be able to serve. It just seems like a big waste of time. How do we not have laws?
Is it a true story?
This? Absolutely true. This isn't the first time he's run.
Can inmates vote?
They can't vote even after they're let
So he's
go.
not even going to get his buddies.
No, well, his friends.
Not buddies. He's not going to get.
Nowadays, most people
They're
think
not even gonna vote
politicians.
for him.
Hey, nowadays, most people think politicians are criminals anyway, right?
Yeah, well, they
So
are.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, they are.
You can't
They
run at
happen.
the state level, but you can run at the federal level.
I mean, it makes no sense. Have you seen a picture of this guy?
Yeah, I
look
just
nice.
imagine he's like, instead of making license plate, he's like banging out like
Good
little
law-abiding
pins that
citizen.
say, yeah, vote
He
for
looks. He looks like Hannibal Lecter.
Well, that's nice. It's good luck.
serving you 10 to life.
This law needs to change, though. This really makes no sense. So if he gets elected, what happens? He can't even take
If
office.
he gets elected, I think we should just like annex that state from the union. That's ridiculous.
What state is it? Florida?
I don't know.
Gotta
It's
be.
probably Florida,
Blame-
right?
blame Florida.
Everything happens in
Blame
Florida.
Top
Florida.
story is always Florida.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm not too crazy about that one. Guy's nuts. All right, next. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the ugliest of them all? High-tech device that tells you flaws should come with mental health warning, says campaigners.
The High Mirror Mini takes a photograph of the user's face and then assesses it for imperfections. The voice-controlled device stores health, clarity, firmness, texture, and brightness of the skin. Mental health campaigners say that the device can be harmful to people who have body dysmorphic disorder. So, if you have self-esteem issues, maybe a robot telling that you're ugly isn't the best thing to get, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
It's tied to an app, and you have to be 13 years old or older to use it, because at 13, you should be comfortable enough in your own skin,
Oh, yeah, 13-year-olds are very comfortable in their own skin. Puberty's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, all the, with
Things are popping, things are growing.
all their pimples and
Oh,
stuff.
that's the least of their problems.
I mean, sex with robots is like, you hear about that a couple weeks ago? There's a robot out there you can have sex with. Millennials.
I heard about it long
Now
before
this.
that, Carl.
How do millennials working with robots in this?
I'm just saying,
Are they
this-
the users or are they the...
This all make me sick. Not too crazy about all of them.
I hear you.
I just feel bad for the kid in the 4th grade that comes home from school going, all the kids in my school are calling me fat and ugly, and then the mirror is too.
So what is this thing? Like, tell you if you need Botox, or if you you need to what is this thing
It
detect?
recommends creams and stuff, and then you can order it through.
Oh,
Amazon.
there you go. There's
Ah, it's a
the
moneymaker.
rub.
Yep.
Order this cream and you won't be ugly anymore.
How come
it doesn't work?
How come young people get Botox? Like people who are young get Botox.
Botox, I think Botox, what it does is it's a poison, right? And it paralyzes the skin, so that's why it gets stretched out, right?
Is that what you get?
No, not yet.
No.
Yeah, I'm good. I got nice.
You got nice lips.
Thank you.
What do you think the mirror says if you put something else in front of it?
Fish lips.
That's not nice, Carl. What's that?
What do you think the mirror says if you put something else in front of it, other than a face?
Like what?
I can't think of anything
Like a
off
genital?
the top of my head.
Like
No.
genitalia.
Okay. All right. Next, we got a video here. Hot Wheels. California couple steals $1 million fire truck as officers battle blaze and lead cops on a 2-hour chase covering 100 miles before they're finally stopped. What
Two
happened?
suspects were arrested for stealing a $1 million fire truck from the scene of a brush fire in California on Saturday. Police chased the rig nearly 100 miles over 2 hours of Rio Linda to Concow. Video shows the truck going 70 miles an hour. It was unmanned. The guy that did it, they haven't released his name. A girl was involved. They released her name. I don't understand why they stole the fire truck.
It could be like, weirdos. And it was,
Well, I think they're definitely weirdos. I mean,
no, like the people who are like into fire trucks.
that's not
Like,
a pair with a broad brush here, Carl. Yeah.
I mean,
They're scumbags.
These are pro-fire liberals. They're against putting out
there's
fires.
there's a fire going on.
Weirdos. Jesus
There's a
Christ.
fire going on. They
They
steal
want
a
to do it
truck.
in the back of the fire engine?
No, they should be arrested for manslaughter because like people.
Yeah, right.
That's not right.
They should burn them,
Yeah, we should stop these people on fire.
right?
I just imagine them trying to repaint it and sell it back to the fire station.
What do you want to tell them? Your buddy Kevin?
Maybe they're thrill seekers.
There is absolutely no logical explanation. They shouldn't have no trial. They should just throw them right in jail. They're stealing.
Oh, I
trucks.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And they chase it for 100 miles. I mean, that's good for the taxpayers.
6 must fly, huh?
Yeah.
Good to know.
You guys are pretty good friends.
Good to know.
Could one of you convince the other to just keep going with you in a fire
We
truck?
stole a Chevette when we were like 16.
Never happened.
We did.
That
We
never-
stole a Chevette when we were 16.
Is this thing on? That never happened.
We stole a Chevette. It was my brother's, and we went to
Yeah. All right. There we go.
we went
Gets
to Stop and Shop parking lot, and we started taking out.
better.
All right, it was a shift. I didn't know how to drive him, but his brother had a BMW shift, so I was pressing the shift, and he was shifting the
I was
shift.
It was nice.
True story.
You clutch.
If we can figure
Sorry,
out
Joe. Sorry, Joe.
If we can figure out the statute of limitations on that, I may have a video as well for
Yeah,
that.
you're right. You're right.
All right. So next here we got police find 82 grams of drugs in a Wisconsin's woman's vagina.
Was it her vagina?
It was her vagina.
Carlo, I believe it was
area?
vagina.
So what happened with this woman's VJJ?
Desiree Webster, 20, was arrested in Shawano after police pulled over a 1997 Monte Carlo. Police dogs took interest into the seat that she was sitting in. They got a scent there that they weren't willing to.
She must have been wiggling a little bit, probably, right? I'm assuming there was probably some adjusting of the pelvic area, maybe. Yeah.
So after the dog started
Rolls
dry
her eyes
humping
back.
her Nissan Altima, they did a body cavity search. They found something. It was way deep, and they had to do a CAT scan on this girl. And they found this is what was described in the article as a container the size of a human fist buried inside of her vagina.
That's a tough place to put your fist.
Inside,
I heard she
inside
had a
the-
suitcase like a vagina down there.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure.
Inside the
like a
suitcase,
satchel.
Carlo, was narcotics. The thing broke open, and the narcotics were starting to leak into
Was
it.
it all the same kind of drug? Or was it
No,
different?
I actually have a list here. It was 36 grams of cocaine, 14 grams of meth, 27 grams of synthetic weed, 6 ecstasy pills, and 1.5 grams of marijuana.
Sounds like her vagina has a drug problem.
Sounds like she was on the way to meet Nick Cage in Las Vegas.
Sounds like there were people partying in her vagina.
Her vagina's a drug addict.
Her vagina needs to see a psychiatrist.
Is it true that she got a zipper surgically implanted in her vagina?
Like
It
a
has,
tent?
Like 100 teeth?
Yeah, like if you were camping and you just open that up.
Jesus. This poor woman. Do you see a picture of her?
No thanks.
Yeah, she's
Was
disgusting.
there a picture of her vagina?
No vajayjay, but I wouldn't want to see it after looking at her. There's no way it looked good. Can you tell, like, what
does
woman's
cocaine
vagina
that's been
looks
in a
like,
girl's vagina
Paul,
smell
like when they're
like?
just walking down the street?
I'm sorry?
Like, if a woman's walking down the street and you look at it, do you kind of, like, think about what her vagina might look like?
Unfortunately, yes. I do.
All right, next, we got a video. That's one way to protect your lunch. Squirrel is caught on camera in stomach churning video feasting on the contents of a used condom.
Stomach churning is a subjective term here. A squirrel is found on a beach in Maine, and it went for a liquid lunch when he picked up a used condom on the beach and devoured its contents. A nanny who decided it was a nice day to take her kids to the beach. They all saw the squirrel eating a nut out of a condom, and they had some questions. Do you guys want to see the video?
Yeah.
What is he eating, guys?
It looks like a balloon. Is there stuff inside of it?
Oh my god. I don't know. Oh my god. What is he doing?
I mean, it looked like a diaphragm to me.
Oh no, that was clearly a
Either way, it's a swing and a miss,
and that
kid.
squirrel ate.
Was it a female squirrel at least?
No, it had nuts.
What? How can you tell between a female and male squirrel?
Well, because why its penis?
Huh? No, I mean, how can you
Or a
tell?
vagina?
I'm not, do you know? Do you guys know?
Can I tell by looking at it?
Yeah, can
Like
we?
for eye test?
Yeah.
If it's a female or a male squirrel?
You can't tell with people these days either.
Like, well, listen, I'm out of time walking down Union Street trying to tell who's who.
What's your pronoun? What's your name? What's your pronoun?
So listen, the thing wanted a savory nut, right? So what are you going to do? I got a savory nut.
I
There you go.
agree, yeah.
Gives new meaning.
That's gross, huh?
It is, but like,
How old were these kids? How old were the kids?
the kids were very young. But you know what? We have a bird feeder in our backyard. It's very
Maybe it was their
similar to
mother's condom.
that. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, all right, look, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a special performance from our next guest tonight. This guy's unreal. Wait till you hear him. Right back.
Award-winning Cafe Seville is one of South Florida's premier dining destinations. With every dish cooked to order, come in, relax, have a glass of wine from the extensive wine list, and enjoy delicious foods prepared with a touch of Spain. From the signature paella and amazing seafood to delicious meats and tapas, stop in to Cafe Seville at 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida today.
Drive?
No.
What happened? You lost your license?
Yeah.
What, you run someone over?
No. A lot of things.
You were driving drunk in the snow, no license,
Yep.
with a stolen car.
Well, no.
And you drove into a cop's mailbox
And
at
he
his
was
house.
out in his driveway
Was
shoveling.
he in uniform?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe he was lying. Was he really a cop?
Well, when he said he was a cop and I took off running, they tracked me down very
So
quickly.
leaving the scene of an accident.
Yep.
You got
Property
that.
damage.
Tell us a few other things. Leaving the scene of an accident. Destruction of personal property.
Failure to stop for police.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
No, that
You know-
wasn't him.
Oh, the other police. The police that came, you didn't stop for.
No, not even them. This was a different time when I was in the store. And they,
This is another time?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And all the cruisers came and I just...
Award-winning Cafe Seville is one of South
Performed all across the country. He's been voted Boston's best comedian. As far as I'm concerned, this guy is comedy royalty. We're lucky to have him. Let's have a big round of applause for the hilarious Paul D'Angelo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. The studio is tiny. I think we should have held this in that woman's massive vagina. We'd probably have a little more room. I had to say it. Can I tell you something? Carlo, this is nice, the studio here in Swampscott, but I had to come through Lynn. I hit the Swampscott line. It was like the Wizard of Oz because it went from black and white to color. All of a sudden, there were munchkins sticking their heads out of the sunroof of a Mercedes. It was unbelievable. No, traffic sucked. The traffic sucked on the way down. You ever been stuck in traffic and like you're trying to get off like a ramp and then some idiot comes flying up in the right-hand side in the breakdown lane and cuts in front of all the people who've been waiting? Yeah, that was me. So, anyway, I'm having a lousy summer. You know why? Because I can't depend on the weathermen. The weathermen suck in New England. And they have satellites, they have imaging and infrared and everything, and yet they can't predict the weather. You try to make plans, they say it's going to rain, it's nice out, they say it's going to be nice, it's lousy. I think I could do a better job of predicting the weather than any New England weatherman because I have a foolproof plan. Can I just demonstrate for you how I could predict the weather accurately based on my experience? Yeah. Hi, this is Paul D'Angelo with your weekend weather forecast. Well, Saturday is going to be miserable, rainy, and drizzly. A terrible day. But cheer up, because overnight, all of those clouds are going to move out. Sunday's going to be sunny and hot. A perfect day for going to the beach, golfing, or just hanging out by the pool. And how do I know that? Because I have to go to a stupid Jack and Jill baby shower for a couple of assholes I don't even know. Who plans this shit in August anyway, on a Sunday? You're ruining my summer. Now, here's Tom with sports. Okay, so, this is good practice in case I get in front of a live audience. Thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. My career, where am I going to be playing? I'm going to be playing a photomat booth next. I'm walking the dog today, and I'm picking up. It's a little humiliating to have to pick up the dog poop and then walk around with it like you're taking home warm leftovers from the 99. Like, I wouldn't mind, but 50 feet away is a flock of geese, and every one of them is shitting like a German shepherd. I'm going, what's the difference? When I don't feel like picking it up, this is what I do. I go to Dunkin' Donuts right before I walk the dog. I get a cup of coffee and 3 chocolate Dunkin' Munchkins. I put the Dunkin' Munchkins in a clear plastic bag. All the neighbors think I'm a hero. When I get home, I get a little snack. So, I'm all set. I can feel my career crashing at this moment. Speaking of traffic, I get stuck behind a school bus there. If you get stuck behind a school bus on the way to work, call in sick, because you're never going to make it. They stop at every house now. What happened to the bus stop? That's not a bus. It's a bright yellow limousine. You got to be kidding. Hi, Joey. Get on the bus. Don't get too comfortable. I'm going next door to pick up your neighbor, Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. Thanks for not walking 50 feet to your left, you fat little shit. You got to be kidding me. You can't baby the kids. Do you know some parents in Massachusetts trying to ban playground equipment? No more swings, no more seesaws. Why? The kids could get injured. This is how kids develop. If you ban the monkey bars, how a little girl's going to learn to hang upside down from a brass pole? This is important. My mother would be so proud of me doing a show in this attic. I was a lawyer. I was a lawyer. I'll tell you, it sucks. You stay in good shape, Carlo. You stay in good shape there. I saw a guy in shape like you one time. He said, you look like in amazing shape. I do triathlons. I said, what's a triathlon? He said, first, you swim 5 miles. I said, what do you mean, first? Take a nap, pal. You're done for the day. No, as soon as you get out of the water, you immediately get on a bike, pedal 120 miles. I said, with a wet bathing suit? You pedal 120 miles, you're going to erase your nuts. What the? No, I put some powder on my pants, then I run a marathon. You should crack some eggs in your shorts. You can bake cupcakes while you're running, you stupid shit. Well, I'll tell you, it sucks getting old. I'll tell you. I used to pee like a fire hose. Now I drip like a coffee maker. I used to get it up 3 times a night. Now I have to get up 3 times a night to take a lake. Sucks getting old. I had to go for that thing. You been that thing, that Carlo, yet? The thing with the camera up the backside there? Yeah, I'm doing next month. Next month? Yeah. I'm not complaining. It's my only film credit so far. Oh, you're going to love that. They give you the stuff the night before. It's supposed to clean out your system. I saw a sloppy Joe from junior high school. Are you kidding me? I took that liquid plumber the night before. After an hour, I said, I don't think it's working. I don't think this stuff is going to work. Then I sneezed. I was so embarrassed. Oh, wait till you do this, Carlo. You're going to love this. I was on the operating table. My backside's out in the breeze. There's 5 or 6 doctors and nurses milling about. The guy says, you can watch the procedure on the monitor. I said, I thought that was a scene from Brokeback Mountain. I go, look, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. Can you knock me out, put me under anesthesia? I can't imagine it could get any more humiliating than it already is. That's when the nurse looked at me and went, oh, my God. My husband and I just saw your show at the Kowloon. I'm going, did you try the Saugus wings? Oh, Jesus. Sucks getting old. Driving here tonight, something new I got to worry about on the radio. You might be one of hundreds of thousands of men with ED. I go, what the hell is that? You could have ED. It could ruin your life. You better take these pills. I don't want to get ED. It sounds horrible. What is it? You know what it is? Erectile dysfunction. ED. Now I know what that little alien was saying in the movie. He wasn't saying ET. Because remember with the finger, he was mocking us. He was going, ED. ED. Even his head looked like a dick. You know I'm right. Oh. ED. I swear to God, here's a Viagra ad I saw on TV not long ago. Viagra ad on TV. Common side effects include nasal congestion, vomiting, and diarrhea. What woman wants to have sex with a man with nasal congestion, vomiting, and diarrhea? I pictured a guy sitting on the toilet. Hey, honey! Hey, put on one of those Michael Bolton albums, because when I get out of here, I'm going to rock your world, baby. Oh, hey, sweetheart, after you get that vomit off the rug, put on something sexy, because Loverboy's going to be all over you, baby. Well, thank you. This has been a career ender, and I've had a wonderful time in this attic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Great job. Great job. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes with more of Paul D'Angelo.
With over 35 years in the industry, Accurate Graphics is the one-stop shop for your design, printing, and installation needs. Whether it's a logo for your new business or a sign install at a new location, look no further than Accurate Graphics. Call 781-593-1630 to get started today.
Here we go. We have the Price Right tractor trailer here. It's a bunch of chickens who died a week ago. The Colonel at KFC calls them sleepers. Commissioner Shanna, how are we doing tonight? How's everything running? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Everything's running smooth except this guy's over here. He can't back that truck in. Look at how much space does he need?
Finn, how you feeling tonight? How's everything going?
Feeling good, thank you, but
Who's in your headset?
Huh?
Who are you listening to on your headset? Foreigner? So how can we help you here, sir? Do you want me to get in there and drive? I can back the up. Back it up, Mike! Keep coming. Keep coming. I got you. Bill, you got over there? Bill, stay there. Don't move, Bill. Bill, don't you move. We've come on a standstill here, folks. Ships not pulling into port. You know, women not getting pregnant. Hold on, back it up! And when you're done, come in for a drink. We'll lick it up and pull this bitch out of here. What do you think?
maybe next time.
All right. Now, you heard it here first, folks. Next Wednesday, he's coming down here. We're going to drive this truck around town.
Welcome to our attic.
This is wonderful. This is beautiful. The Christmas decorations are over there and
mothballs.
Mothballs.
We got to take them down from last year, actually from 2 years ago. So, Paul, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing well.
So
obviously, my career is skyrocketing. I'm here.
Hey, you owed someone a favor. You had to come on the show.
I start in the attic and I work my way down to the basement.
So you're a district attorney, a lawyer.
Yeah.
How'd you get into comedy?
That's actually a long story, but I never dreamed of doing stand-up, but I was a big fan of stand-up and comedy, and I used to go. I did a bachelor party for my friend's bachelor party, and we roasted him, and everybody was waiting for me to do it. And I made a 40-minute presentation. I wrote some stuff for it. I adapted some stuff for it, and everyone came up to me after, we want to hire you. And I said, oh no, it was a one-time thing. But when I started to go back to the comedy clubs, instead of being a spectator, I was kind of like a critic, and I'm going, hey, maybe I can do this. But I couldn't suck at the beginning like everybody does because I was a good lawyer.
Right.
So I wrote for like a year. I wasn't worried about the stage presence because I'd done like 100 trials in front of a judge or a jury.
Right, yeah.
And when you get yelled at by a judge in front of a jury or a crowded courtroom, no heckler's going to bother you. So, so I busted my ass for a year writing and stuff like that, and did an open mic. Did like maybe a dozen open mics. My parents got on my back. Obviously, my mother, who saw my first appearance, somebody told her about it, and I'll never forget her words. She was so encouraging. She said, I'm glad you got that out of your system. and so I quit. I was going to take a job with a law firm in Boston. At the last minute, I panicked. I called up a couple agents. I lied to them about my credentials. I said, you got to come and see me. I used to use my guitar in my act at the first couple of years of my act, and they came to see me. I was booked as a headliner right away. I was working 3, 4, 5, 7 nights a week while I was working in the DA's office and supervising a couple of the busiest courts in Massachusetts. So
where'd you go to college?
Boston College and Suffolk Law.
Holy crap.
Wow.
That's
Top
a great story.
3% of my class at Boston College School of Management. Can't even balance my checkbook now.
You're good. You're a great cheater.
Yeah, the fact that I'm working here means that the numbers aren't even that big either. Yeah.
Don't let it fool you. He paid us to come here tonight.
I got a half a meatball out of it. And the number of that woman with the big vagina.
Are you sure? Like, I heard that there's a whole wing in Walpole called the D'Angelo wing because you couldn't represent people good. They were all going to jail.
Leave the comedy to me, Carlo. Okay. All right.
The timing.
Nice try, buddy. Do some more curls, okay.
Were you sick of dealing with criminals and stuff? Is that like, were you sick of dealing with criminals?
Obviously not.
I mean, back then.
I'm sick of dealing with criminals. No, when I was a prosecutor, I put criminals in jail. Then I became a defense attorney, so I was keeping them out of jail. I used to say I used to do good things for bad people.
Nice.
But then I got fed up with that, and I moved out to L.A. for 6 years.
Tell us about that.
Right here.
Oh, you got a book.
I have a book. It's coming out. You're the first people to ever see this. This is the prototype of the book. I have 2 other books that both won 4 and 5 international awards for humor. This is the first of several diaries I wrote when I went to L.A.
Really?
And I hated it out there. I hated it.
The West Coast, the people.
It sucked. It sucked, yeah. And, yeah, the people, especially in the entertainment business. I met more assholes in a week in the entertainment business than I met in a month when I was a DA. Really? And I was dealing with criminals and lawyers, which is one and the same sometimes. So.
Do you have a good DA story for us? Like something crazy that happened when you were a DA?
Do I have a good? Well, actually, yeah. You know what? One time I convicted a guy for the 5th time of stealing a motor vehicle, probably in your city town of Lynn here, and he was caught. If you're caught and convicted 5 times of stealing a motor vehicle, you probably stolen 100 motor vehicles.
Oh, absolutely.
By the time you get caught, but you probably stolen 100 motor vehicles.
That's first
Guy's
time.
a career criminal. He's a habitual. The judge wanted to send him to jail for 3 years. How much did it cost to keep a guy in jail 1 year? Commonwealth of Massachusetts, $50,000. They said, buy him a little car.
Where will you go?
You give him a 5-year warranty. See you in 2023. Nobody thinks of this. By the way, you're on the clock for the legal advice there.
How much you charging us an hour? So tell me like I heard you love Mondays.
I love well, as a comedian, really the weekend that's when you work. Well, you're always working. I mean, I never took a weekend off for almost 30 years, hardly at all. And so Mondays was like my Friday, kind of. You know?
Right.
So that's why I like Mondays and Monday Night Football. And why else?
You gambler? Are you a gambler?
And this. No, I used to work in Vegas, Atlantic City all the time, and I just taught myself not to gamble. And people, why don't you gamble? I said, I was a lawyer, now I'm a comedian. I gamble.
So you opened up some big acts out in Vegas. Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
Some big bands.
Not in Vegas, but all over the place. Ray Charles, Huey Lewis and News, Chicago,
wow.
Beach Boys, Hall & Oates, Tom Jones, Engelbert.
Wow.
About over 60 big acts.
Who was the best that you liked the most?
Honestly, Meat Loaf.
Yeah.
Meat Loaf, because
people loved him.
I opened up for him like
he's still alive.
4 years. Yeah, he is.
He's still performing.
No,
he's dead.
He sounds like he's dead when he's singing.
I used to do this routine.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
No, he's alive. He's alive. He was just the Lynn Auditorium not that long ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they took the wheels off the tour bus. They're putting him on the fire engine. You forgot about that one already? Okay, you guys, not only is this a nice place, you people are so quick. What was the question?
Who was the greatest person you met? Like,
you know what? To be honest with you, I didn't meet most of them. But Meat Loaf, my friend Wally picked him up at the airport one time. I had opened up for Meat Loaf like 3 or 4 years. And I had gone to see him like a half dozen times before at the Channel and stuff. He put on a great, amazing show. And his album, that Better Hell album, is one of the classics of all time. It's one of the best-selling albums ever. And Wally picked him up at the airport. My friend Wally had a limousine service, and and Meat Loaf said, "Who's the opening act?" And he said, "Oh, it's my friend Paulie." He goes, "Is that the guy that does that? I used to do a routine. It was all acronyms. Paulie knows that back in, it was like a 5-minute routine, all in acronyms. I went to it's at the TGIF party. I went to BYOB, RSVP thing, and I talked to the thing. And he says, "Yeah." So Wally says, "Meat Loaf wants to hear that bit tonight." So I did the bit that night in the Club Casino up in Hampton, packed to 2,000 people. It was a tough crowd that night. It was. And I said, "Geez, I hope Meat Loaf didn't see it." I was like, really, because that was always a tough place to do a show. So the next night I was in the back room with Meat Loaf, and he's actually he's throwing grapes, because they get the platter and everything. Comedians get, I had like a broom closet for a dressing room, and he's throwing the grapes in the guitar player's mouth. He missed the first one. They get the next two. I said, "Hey, Meat, 2 out of 3 ain't bad." And he said, "That's a bad joke." But he says, "But I want you to do that." He says, "I want you to do that thing with the." I said, "Well, I did it last night." He goes, I was warming up my voice. I didn't get a chance to see it." So I says, "Okay." I said, "But I'm cut down to 5 minutes because they got a band that's going to go on in between me and you." And he says, "I want you to do it." So the manager of the club, he said, "Do whatever Meat Loaf says." So I went on stage that night, and it was magic. It was like great. Everything was getting.
That's awesome.
And I looked behind me, and there was Meat Loaf behind the curtain, standing there with his whole band and the backup singers, all behind him. And I said, "Meat Loaf asked me to do this bit," and I had like 6 applause breaks during the bit, and I still get like a little chill because I used to watch. He was somebody I admired and respected, and now he was watching me.
Wow, that's cool.
And so that was a cool thing. Jackie Mason sat through my whole show one time too. And
were you in Vegas for a while, living out there?
Not living out there. I used to
just
go out
for
there, do
shows?
shows like a week or 2 at a time, sometimes a month at a time, and stuff. But
That place will kill you.
yeah, dry. The air is so dry. By the end of the week, you're doing shows like, oh well, yeah. Well, what you guys are doing, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna get into some. We're gonna get into something here.
Thank God nobody's ever gonna see this.
It's safe. Say whatever you want.
We got 12 witnesses. You're Italian. Get rid of them.
We got a dumpster right by the back door. You saw that, right?
And it's even you didn't even get an Italian dumpster.
All right. We're
All
gonna
the seagulls are done. Hey.
Tell us about this new app. Tell us about this new app we got going on, McCluskey.
All right, well, we here at Breaking Balls are always trying to do new things. So recently we developed a dating app that we rolled out. Our fans really took to it, but the only problem is they didn't fill out like the profile part. So we're going to show you, their setup, and you tell us, you fill in the profile for them. All right?
That sounds good.
I can do that.
First,
it was homework.
The first image is of Kevin Caldor. Kevin is trying to do the right thing by looking for love online instead of through your window. Figgy, we're going to start with you.
Go.
Tell us what you think Kevin's turn-ons are so we can complete his little application.
Kevin looks like a fine, upstanding citizen, right? I'm thinking like maybe playgrounds, ice cream trucks, toy stores. I don't know. What do you guys think?
He looks like Buscemi, the guy Buscemi, a little bit.
Yeah,
Doesn't he?
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, he looks like Steve Buscemi a little bit. Weird looking guy.
It's like a diaper sniper.
It's like Pee Wee Herman and Steve Buscemi had a kid. You know what I mean?
It's like he's like Recess's best friend right there.
Oh, worst nightmare.
All right, Paul, we're going to go to you next, all right?
Okay.
After looking at Mr. Caldor, what would you guess is his most prized possession?
I think it's in his hand when they were taking this picture. Am I doing good so far?
Mr. Monday, you're up next, all right? Staying with Kevin Caldor. Finish this sentence. Kevin Caldor is most likely to...
read nude comic books and play with matchboxes. I don't know. He's a weird looking guy.
I think we all filled out that's basically what this guy would have put on his profile, right? So you guys get the game. You want to move on to another one?
Let's go to the next
one.
Sure.
All right. Our next online dater, she's a 22-year-old from Saugus. Her name is Julie Loro. Julie is excited to get out there and connect, but she left out some important information. Figgy.
Yes.
What are some of Miss Loro's hobbies?
Well, obviously, it looks like self-tanning, maybe a little bit, right? And selfie taking, which is, and I don't know, like duck facing, if you call that something, like something like that.
That's probably a major in most universities now. Right?
Duck facing.
She could pass for your sister.
Thanks, Carlo. It's a real fucking compliment.
Paul, you ready for one?
Yes, sir.
What would you imagine Miss Loro does for a living?
First of all, is this a gang sign or is she playing like rock, paper, scissors or something? What the hell?
She's smelling her fingers.
What was the question? What was the
What would you imagine she has as a career? Or what does she do for work?
Well, I don't think she has a job as much as she probably gives jobs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going by the lips.
Well, she's a boss.
She's a boss?
Well, she gives jobs. She's a boss.
Mouth boss!
Do you have a snare drum?
Mr. Monday, you ready for one?
Yeah.
Mr. Monday.
What would you say is Julie's number one pet peeve?
Oh, easy. Premature ejaculation. That's an easy one.
She thinks a pet peeve is an animal.
I had a beautiful pet peeve.
Her dog.
He's going to be 4 feet tall.
Who's the next one, McClusk?
Up next is 66-year-old Gordon Snipples. I'm not sure if Gordon was...
Snipples? That's really his name?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know if he was feeling too shy to answer or if he's just too old to figure out technology, but Figgy, help out Mr. Snipples. What kind of pet does he have?
He's probably looking at like probably people, like young women. Maybe some lambs. I don't know. Cats, definitely a lot of cats.
Yeah.
Look at him.
At least 10!
I think you're crazy. These people are in the
You might be
profiles
right.
here.
You're sitting next to him. That's why you're sitting next to him and I'm not.
Paul, you want to chime in here and help clarify
Sure.
for Gordon's
What's my
admirers?
question?
Yours is, what's his sexual orientation?
Ooh.
I would say limp. Is that a category?
That'll fit on there. I think that's in the drop down.
Oh, Jesus.
Mr. Monday, you ready to top that one?
Yeah.
The only thing left missing from Mr. Snipples' profile is the field that states his fetishistic cravings. What gets Mr. Snipples off?
I think he dresses up like the Wizard of Oz characters and knocks on his neighbor's doors.
Who rang that bell?
I'll get you, my pretty.
I think that's what he does.
Last but certainly
we got
not
another one.
least, we ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's see.
Is Sandra Manecki. Sandra is looking to get connected with someone who can keep up
She's
with
not
her.
even wearing a bra.
Well, before she can do that, we need to complete her profile.
No bra, no profile.
Figgy, what kind of talents does Sandra have?
Well, probably deep knee bending, reverse push-ups, and pelvic thrusts.
Did you say reverse push-ups?
Yeah, reverse push-ups, Kyle.
Paul, you're up next. Judging from what you see, what are Miss Sandra's religious beliefs?
Give me a tough question.
Spirituality doesn't have to be a denomination. What gets this?
I don't know what religion she's in, but I would think it's one where she'd spend a lot of time kneeling.
Well, here is, oh my God!
She's a Muslim. She's a Muslim.
You can't even
She
say
has
that.
bad knees and lockjaw, and she's praying for
What's
that
wrong
to
with that?
change.
That's not
Because now you got a fajita against you.
Yeah.
a fajita.
That's when they
Spanish.
cut.
That's Spanish.
Mr. Monday, you're up next, and you get the privilege of deciding what her body type is. How would you describe her body type?
Athletic, fake rack, web toes, camel hair on her lower back.
Yeah, she got the fake rack. She's got to be 80 years old. She got to be wrinkly, baggy, boobs like missiles.
No, but
My grandmother would give me $1 bill. I'd go, thanks, Grandma. I
hang your shirt
didn't
on those
stuff it
things.
back in the brown and go, dance for me, Nana. Dance for me.
Have you ever touched a fake breast in your life?
Have I ever touched a fake breast?
Have you touched a fake breast in your life?
Now I have.
No, a female one.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
I mean, they feel different than the soft, regular ones, right?
Because they're fake. Because they're not
No,
real.
she's got fake breasts. I mean,
The Surgeon General
Hey.
over here.
she's got fake. She has a fake one. Look at him.
She has a fake one?
Her left one's
Oh, what,
fake.
she's saving up for the other one?
They're both pointed up.
She had an operation.
They're both pointed up.
She could only do one at a time.
I went to New Orleans. I saw 3 tits.
She only had 7,500. She needed 15. They did one.
Try one, see if you like it.
Call them Cyclops.
All right, great stuff. Great stuff. We're going to be back in a minute to wrap things up. Watch a commercial here.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Can I see a license and registration?
I don't have a license.
Driving a car, you don't have a license or registration.
He's got beer. He's got beer. I see it.
Yeah, why don't you pass that beer over to my partner there?
This is mine.
Not anymore, brother. All right, well, you're gonna come with us. Then.
All right.
Sir, get over here. All right, sir, I'm gonna need you to walk in a straight line to me. All right, Jesus, relax. Chicky, you covering me or what? I got you. All right, now I need you to go like this. Yeah, like this.
Looks like he's picking his nose.
Yeah, now I need you to reach in your pocket, grab your wallet, pull it out in your hand like this. All right, thank you, sir.
Jicky. We don't want to see you in this block anymore, all right?
All right, so it's 2018, as we all know. Things have changed quite a bit since we were kids, Paul. All right,
sure have.
Things with like technology, but the common understanding of how the world turns. McCluskey, what do you got?
Well, Mr. Monday, back in the day, people were a little more self-reliant and accountable. Unlike today, men didn't cry when a Monday came around or protest when things didn't seem fair. Earlier generations drove change through actions, not complaining. We're going to run through a few scenarios and see how you would have handled these situations in a simpler time. You guys ready?
Okay.
These are mostly just directed at Paul, so you guys can just lay off. If you have something interesting to say.
I didn't study.
That doesn't say much for us. Should we just leave?
No, we want to look at you.
All right.
Nowadays, everyone expects instant gratification. We often see people insisting that they deserve unearned privileges. What would your parents tell you if you acted as entitled as some of the millennials do today?
Oh, I wasn't brought up that way at all. Yeah, you're absolutely. You know what? You just remind me of a story. My friend's son. I see him after Christmas. He comes from a nice family and stuff. I says, "How was your Christmas?" "What do you mean, all right? You got a nice family. He said, "What'd they get you for Christmas?" "They got me a new smartphone." I said, "That's a great gift. You should be excited." "It's all right." "What do you mean, all right?" I says, "You got a nice family. What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, it's only 3G. I go, "What?" "It's only 3G. All my friends have a 4G phone." I said, "That's too bad." I said, "But you're in luck. I found the missing G. Get over it." And here's some more G's you can use. Why don't you show some gratitude for the generous gift they gave you and be grateful you're not groveling in garbage in a grungy gutter in a ghetto in Guatemala with gonorrhea on your gonads, you greedy grouch. Now grow up.
That's a lot of G's right there.
A lot of G's.
You're the
More
OG.
G's than I have in my bank account.
You know, but parents are the problem today. I mean, for a lot of these kids.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
There's no family anymore. Yeah.
I would argue parents were the problem 10 years ago, and we're dealing with it now.
Right. Everyone gets trophies. They all get trophies.
I just went by, look, honest to God, I'm going off.
We have a trophy for you, actually.
No, listen to this. I go by the ball field today, and I'm walking the dog by the ball field. They got a 6-foot cage around the bench, 6-foot cage around the batter's box, a 6-foot cage around the bullpen. And I'm going, why? They get this like, it's like chain link bubble wrap around the thing. And I remember when we were kids and somebody hit a foul ball near the bench, everybody's watching the game because we were paying attention. You go, hey, heads up, and everybody, and nobody got hurt, right? Now that they hit a ball, they're on the phone like this.
Right, I know.
And what do they have to do with the thing? But things are different. Things are different now.
It's true.
They got a helmet for everything.
Darwinism.
I'm gonna go roller skate. Wear a helmet. I'm gonna go skateboard. Wear a helmet. I'm gonna go snowboard. Wear a helmet. I'm gonna play hockey. Wear a helmet. You know where most of the injuries occur? In the tub, in the bath, in the shower. I can see a couple of years. Paul, your hair looks like shit. It's hard to shampoo when I'm wearing my tub helmet. My non-slip bath booties.
Right.
My package protector shower shorts.
When's the last time you took a bath, for real? I mean, you don't smell that great.
Oh, the show must be over now. You don't need me anymore, huh? You piece of shit. That's the last time I'm in the attic.
All right, what do we got
Looks
next?
like my job in comedy is safe, though, isn't it?
If you'll bear with us for a couple more, Paul.
Yes.
When you were starting out in comedy, you were working a full-time job as a district attorney while performing in clubs 5 nights a week. Do you have an opinion on those aspiring comics that can't seem to make a job and a dream work?
Well, I'm gonna give you a serious answer. There's no short. It's like whether you're a musician, you see a musician, an athlete, a comedian, and somebody's really good at what they do. There's no shortcuts. You had to work at it. I try to help out a lot of budding comedians and people inspired to be comedians, and every single one I've ever worked with said, I had no idea you worked so hard at this. But there's really no shortcut. But unfortunately, there aren't quite as many venues and open mics for the people to hone their craft now. But I mean, when you start out, I mean, any opportunity you can get on stage, you have to learn from it and keep improving. And I'm always working my stuff, and I put a lot of time. But it's not like work because I love what I do. But the only thing I can say to people is there's no shortcuts. You gotta work at it. You gotta dedicate yourself, make a commitment to it.
You feel like going out in public is your best thing for you? You can't practice at home? You go out in public and do shows.
It doesn't. Practicing at home would be like this.
Right.
Actually. Yeah, I usually have it'll be like this is like my kitchen, and I usually got about this many people in it. So
you feel like you're at home right now?
Yeah, sure
That's
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
That's applicable to business too, as well. You know what I mean? It's hard work, your work ethic. Show up every day.
That's why we love
what it's all
Mondays,
about.
Paul. Because what you're saying is why we love Mondays.
Yeah.
It's probably hard with comedians because people think, oh, it's funny, it's silly. They don't think that we got to put.
No. If you're good at it, it's easy to suck at it. Yeah. Somebody said that, but a comedian in L.A. Oh no, a guy was an actor, and I forget who the hell it was. My friends all knew him, and I didn't even know who it was, but it was some big actor. And he came up to me after the show, and he congratulated me, and he was very complimentary. And he said, I had to do stand-up for some acting thing one time, and everybody told me, and I think it's like the hardest single thing to do because you're up there all alone, everything like that. And he said, do you agree? I said, I agree in part. He said, what do you mean in part? I said, it's not tough to suck at it.
Right.
How good do you want to be?
Right.
Comedian would write a joke, and I say, what do you think of that joke? Oh, I think it's a good joke. I said, why don't you want it to be a great joke? That's that extra effort it takes.
You're a crazy
to
Italian.
be good at anything.
You're a crazy Italian. That's what it comes down to.
My birthstone is cement.
All right, last question of the night. Parental coddling in the media have changed the expectation of youth. College students now feel entitled to the lifestyles their parents worked decades to afford. When you were 18, what did you feel the world owed you?
Oh, nothing. Well, you learn as you go. When I was 18 years old, people would say, what are you going to be when you grow up? I say, this is what, I don't know what I'm going to be, but I know I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. I'm 32 years late and $1,025,000 short. I missed it by this much. The world owes you nothing. The world, people think that the world, there's no guarantees. You have equal rights to opportunities, but you don't have equal rights to results. It's what you make of it. Some people have dealt a tougher hand, and it's more difficult. But you know what? We really got away from taking individual responsibility and having good values and stuff like that. And
I mean, we're brought up you either go to school or you go to work. It's like
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You go
My
to school,
dad
go
once
to work.
told me the world needs ditch diggers too. And I was like 11 years old. I said, you know what? You either go to school or you're going to go to work.
my father was a football star at Holy Cross,
Yeah.
and I got accepted at Holy Cross, but I went to BC, which was their rival, because I wanted to go to school management. And when he finally accepted, he says, you better get straight A's, or I will pull your ass out so fast you'll be digging ditches the rest of your life. So when kids are going to a keg party, they go, Paul, you coming? And my father will kill me, and that's why I had such great
Gordy
marks
Lockbaum. Remember Gordy Lockbaum?
at Holy Cross.
Gordy
They played
Lockbaum.
both ways.
He was
Offensive
unbelievable.
defense, yeah.
Ronnie Perry, the hoop player. Remember Ronnie Perry?
Absolutely,
Those
yeah.
guys, those are good days.
It's just a trivia show over
Talking sports.
Look at
Somebody have something
the
for-
ADD.
I thought we were going into the next hour. Maybe this is...
I got a full boat to Penn
Yeah, you
State.
can't leave, Paul.
All right, so, that pretty much concludes the show tonight. Now, we really want to thank you, and you know what? Was this guy pretty good tonight or what, everyone?
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
He's an amazing guy. Tell us about some of your shows. What do you got for shows coming up?
Honest to God, I took some time off this summer. I worked my backside off, and so I could
You got
take some
laid
time off because I've been trying
They laid you off?
laid me off.
You got laid off from comedy?
I didn't get laid or laid off. Because I was finishing this book that you're supposed to help me plug.
I can't read.
There's pictures.
Tell us about this great
It's going to be out in the next month. It's a hilarious day-to-day diary of when I was in Los Angeles. It's called The Amusing Misadventures of Boston Comic in La La Land, and it's some of the things ended up in my act. But it was a day-to-day, just the whole Hollywood. It looks behind the scenes of the entertainment business and the courtroom, because I still had some trials I had to finish up back east, and it's a really very funny book. And my other books won all these awards for humorous books, so I don't expect any less from
Has
this.
it come out yet?
No, probably in the next month or so. You can get it on Amazon.
Okay,
You can get it
Amazon,
at my website. You can get it after my show. I'll sign it after the show and personalize it and everything. And the people who had my first two books, they love the books. They're all quick reads. I tell people, leave it in the bathroom. They go, no, I'm kidding. No, serious, leave it in the bathroom. Read one story at a time, because it's all short stories. And if you had a bad burrito, read 3. So,
what is it? You're basically Breaking Boss to Los Angeles?
well, it's me. Well, you know what? I didn't struggle at the beginning of my career. I had to take a step back to go to L.A. And it made me a better person, a better comedian, a better writer, and everything like that. But I had no place. I couldn't get on stage when I first got there, so I had no place to be creative, to develop my stuff and everything. So I started writing this diary, and every day I'm venting all my frustrations with L.A. and the crazy people. It's like a big circus sideshow in L.A. and stuff. And plus, it's 1996. It's very un-PC.
You're a big.
But it was all right in '96. Now all of a sudden, it's
You're
not.
a big Lakers fan.
Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? No.
Were you out there for any of the playoff games for Celtics and Lakers?
I was in LA. I had no money. I was lucky to buy macaroni and cheese when I was living in LA. The Lakers games, no.
Well, and what about shows? You don't have any shows coming up? You took
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm typically around here. It's a different business now. It isn't so much a club business anymore. But I regularly appear at the Kowloon and Giggles at Prince Restaurant in Saugus because it's close, and my friends want to go see a show, and I'm always at those clubs, and lots of laughs up in North Andover. But other than that, I do a lot of corporate shows and fundraisers, benefits, conventions, private events, things like that.
All right, good, beautiful. Well,
but look at my
on your
website, pdangelo.com. My schedule's always up to date, and that's the best place.
Well, thank you so much tonight. You were great. You're a good man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. All right. Remember, Monday comes every week, whether you like it or not, so let's make it count. Let's get a big countdown. On a count of 3, let's all scream Monday real loud. 1, 2, 3. Monday!